What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist. Y ahora otra vez estoy con
Gersh1.
And today we're back at it, doing the thing we do in another For the Greater.
Now, as you guys can tell, we are just discombobulated voices. We don't actually have video for you guys today. You guys are just going to be watching some pretty badass trailers from the 40K universe. So just sit back, enjoy these trailers if you're normally a watcher, and if you're just listening to us, listen to our sexy, raspy voices.
Raspy.
And this is another episode for... Have we said that yet?
Yeah, For the Greater. You get two today.
Oh, nice.
One's on the house.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And this question comes from...
Mago Dominus. His question is, you guys mentioned that 40K is in the far future of our timeline. If that's true, what characters are currently alive in our timeline?
From the 40K universe?
I assume that's what he means.
So number one is the Emperor. The Emperor has been around with humanity for a very long time. The reason the Emperor is not like out there and like, you know, screaming, waving the flag, being proud of who he is because he's shy, and he wanted kind of like to humanity just take control of itself. He's still manipulating humanity's like trajectory or growth, but the Emperor in our current lifetime is an unknown individual, probably the guy who created Bitcoin, something Nakamoto, whatever his name is.
I mean, technically he could be anyone and everyone because he's a shapeshifter.
That's true. He could be multiple people.
He could be two things at once, a girl and a dog.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
So next time you like come across a stranger in the street, talk to them. Mm-hmm. He might be the Emperor, or she, or it.
Right. Or yourself.
Yep. Another thing that might exist or that does exist in this current timeline is the Loch Ness Monster. Mm-hmm. So the Loch Ness Monster is still a myth that exists in the 40K universe. It's thought, or it's believed to be the early visitation of the Tyranids in this galaxy. So the Loch Ness Monster is just like some type of, it's not called a xenomorph, biomorph, of a tendril of some Tyranid hive fleet.
Right. Why it's not a gene stealer and why it looks that way, who knows?
It also, I mean, it could be because like in our current era, like in 2000, what are we in 2021? Mm-hmm. The Tyranids themselves haven't developed the Shadow of the Warp. They haven't developed anything to kind of defend themselves from the psychic things that will come about in our future.
Right. Not just that, but you got to remember that Tyranids get traits and evolve based on what they consume. So maybe they haven't consumed what they have yet to become the Tyranids that we know in the future.
Yeah, and we actually won't see like Psychers for another, or a very, very long time, until a very long time, I'm just going to say.
And if anybody says otherwise, that's a bunch of malarkey.
Mm-hmm. Except the Emperor. The Emperor is a Psycher.
Right.
And then, is there anybody else that's still around on Earth?
I don't think so, because I was going to say like techno-barbarians, but even though they live for a long time, they don't live for that long.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Elon Musk is actually the fabricator general of Mars, because he's trying to start that up, but maybe it's his children. So maybe his children are the fabricator generals. Right.
Maybe there's like a play on words where they weren't called Martians at first, they were called Muskians.
Yeah.
And then they're like, nah, we don't like the K, put a T on that.
Martians. Mm-hmm. And really the machine god is just the Tesla's cloud.
There you go.
But yeah.
This next question is from All Might. He says, what are the scariest things in the 40K universe? There's a lot.
A lot, yeah.
In my opinion, the scariest thing is also the nastiest thing, and that is the Demon Kulaba.
Yeah.
It's basically when you get a bunch of prisoners that are women, you feed them nutrients and you make their bodies bloat, then you cut them up and sew their uteruses together while they're still alive. They put a Chaos Aspirant neophyte inside the womb, seal it up, and then Chaos warriors basically chant and do their rituals, and eventually the neophyte becomes a space marine and it rips its way out.
Sounds delicious, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah, it makes you really want to get a quarter pounder right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably the most disgusting and most gruesome thing in 40K.
And it's the Iron Warriors out of all the Chaos Legions that do that.
Yeah, so not even... Well, I was going to say, like, what is it, the World Eaters. But they wouldn't have the patience to stitch all those ovaries up.
And it's like, where's the iron and the steel integrated into that? Probably their nerves, because, like, they're the ones that thought about it, and they don't get, like, grossed out by it either.
Nerves of steel.
Mm-hmm.
The demigods of... what is it called when you don't like blood? Blood of virgin.
Hemophobic?
Maybe.
Hemophiliac. That's when you love blood.
But in reality, like, everything about 40K is just gruesome and scary.
Even the freaking cherubs are kind of unsettling.
Yeah, because they're familiar, so they have some type of human element to them. That's scary.
Servitors, they used to be human.
Yeah, lobotomized. If we ever get a 40K movie, I really hope that whoever, like, creates it does not shy away from being grimdark.
Yes.
Next question.
This one's by Casimir. Caress Me. If you could know definitely what happened to the lost and forgotten primarchs, would you want to know or keep it a mystery?
Mystery.
Yeah. I think the whole not knowing thing is better in this kind of universe. Because look at the mystery of The Exorcist. There's so many badass thoughts and speculations. And it's like, nah. They're just a successor chapter to the Imperial Fist.
Yeah. Yeah, mystery is way better because you let the player kind of like go with them. And sometimes we should be creating lore based around these mysteries. So we should be creating our own primarchs. We should be creating our own chapters based off of these lost legions. So if we get the actual definite answer of who they are, then your army is shit now. It doesn't mean anything.
Right. So, yeah, definitely keep it a mystery.
Yes. Next question comes from West the Mess 117. When are you guys going to pass on your gene seed and expand One Mind Syndicate? Ha ha ha. I'm guessing you mean children, and then your profile picture is you with a baby in the back, like you have him on like a little backpack. That's cute. I mean, for me, not anytime soon. Children mean you can't buy
plastic.
Crack. Yeah, exactly.
Or you can, and then you got to make your own milk during that time.
Yeah.
So you got to give and take. Trust me, I know by experience. What does that mean? I'll leave it a mystery because you guys can come up with better ideas, make your own army, create the lore yourself.
Next question.
This one's by Matt. He says, so only play Space Wolves if you're a big kid at heart. Sure.
An annoying big kid, though. Let's put an emphasis on the annoying because you're probably going to be going rawr the entire time you're playing.
I mean, might as well go all out.
Yeah. Oh, furry.
Yeah.
That's what you
wear
mean.
the furry suit, roll XD, go to the bridge.
Swap meet.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, the reason why this question is here is because we mentioned that our first army we ever got into was the Space Wolves. And we were talking about how overplayed the theme of like wolf this, wolf that, Viking this, Viking that is so abundant.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like cartoony and like
off-putting.
Yeah, it's off-putting. But technically you could say that about everything, really.
Blood Angels are vampires, Dark Angels are knights. Imperial Fists are like modern day like Black Hawk Down type of soldiers.
Yeah. Ultramarines are the Romans.
Yep.
Or was it Roman Centurion?
Yeah, Greek Roman, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like there is like that connection to the classical element of themes.
Yeah, but I think themes make it easier to classify and figure out what faction you're playing, what army it is, the lore behind it. Because if you just have, this is my Space Marine chapter, these guys look like Romans, these guys look like wolves, it's like, well, how? Why?
Yeah, and also I think the Viking theme is being played out right now just because we have the Viking TV show, we have God of War going into
the new
Valhalla and stuff. And then it's kind of like how I felt with zombies. When the plague and the poxwalkers came out, I felt like, oh, this is just playing on that zombie craze that I never really got into. Superheroes are something too right now.
Yeah.
Luckily, we haven't seen any like superhero.
Yeah, that is true.
Themes within 40K.
Yeah, I have seen like one-off characters like, oh, this is supposed to be Batman if he was a space marine.
Yeah.
Or Captain America as a space marine.
Or Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. Or Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just keep it chill and no, it doesn't necessarily mean you're a big kid at heart.
But aren't we all? We are playing with plastic toys, right?
Yeah, that's true. We're
It's all
children.
make-believe.
This next question comes from David Eller. Happy October. Happy October. How do you respond to that? It should be like a WAAAGH or something like that.
Yeah.
Hypothetical. How would the dynamics of the warp change if Gork and Mork became full-fledged Chaos Gods? Also, what happened in the third orc god was Bork, his name? Or what happened to the third orc god? Was Bork his name? I don't think there was ever a third god of Gork and Mork.
Yeah, as far as I know, there was always two. One was brutally cunning, the other one cunningly brutal.
Yep. And that's their whole little thing.
Yeah.
Now, if the orc gods manifested within the warp and they were to the same level as the chaos gods, then I feel like in that situation they would be more of like the renegade where like they don't make friends with anybody. They don't even like each other really.
Right. But they still kiss and make out.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah, because of their teeth. Mm-hmm. They like bite their teeth while they're kissing.
Yeah, they're trying to steal the teeth.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they would just be like the chaotic / renegade gods that don't really get along with anybody.
Right, and I feel like if they do that and they do make the Emperor a god of the warp or whatever, then it's like, well, yeah, all these guys have their own gods and whatnot. What about the rest of the factions? Will the Tyranids get a warp god? Will the Eldar get a warp god?
Yeah. Yeah, because it goes like on and on.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't think for that reason the orcs will manifest into real space or the warp or whatever. Just
right.
keep it because I don't know, do you believe that the orc gods are a thing? Because I mean, technically freaking Gaz was beheaded, and just because it's stitched on, he came back to life. Like no orc can really, well,
they can,
yeah.
As far as like if they're real or not, I do think that they can be manifested. I don't think that they are living entities in the warp. No, I think it's the orcs carry them in their heart.
Oh, so it's like WAAAGH energy.
Yeah, it's cute. Next question comes from All Might. Oh no, we already read that one. Never mind. You have one?
This one is by Adeptus Astartes. If a space marine did eat part of a thick goth chick you mentioned to obtain her memories, would he be assaulted with visions of thoughterry from her past?
I hope so. And that would probably turn him on. But like internally, not like...
You can't let others know that he's turned on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it all depends, because like when you eat the flesh of a being, I don't know if you get to pick and choose what memories you get, or if you get all the memories or the most recent ones.
Yeah, so he might get the traumatizing event that made her that thought. Mm-hmm. That's worse.
Yeah. It's very, very much worse.
Yeah. Next question comes from Doomy330. Do you guys look at questions only on For the Greater WAAAGHs or all of them? Should we keep asking the questions only on here? So, I answer some questions in the 40 Facts videos, but I can't get to all of them. The best way for you to get your question answered is to just post it here in the Greater WAAAGHs. Mm-hmm.
This next one is by The Seeker. His question is actually a suggestion. You guys should do 40K Creepypastas. We have a whole playlist.
Yep.
We've actually done some in the recent weeks, and we're going to be putting out some more in the weeks following. So, it is Orktober, but also Spooktober. So, yeah, just stay subbed.
This question comes from Juan Jose Medeville. When answering our questions, are you guys to be wearing a costume this Halloween? So that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to like get ourselves either possessed by a demon or become astral projections of ourselves. And now we ended up becoming, what are they called? Not astral hounds, astral specters, which is why you only hear our voices. Our bodies got all discombobulated. Maybe in the next Greater WAAAGHs we will be wearing costumes, but I'm not too sure.
Right. It all depends on what party city and Spirit Halloween has.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, the warp. What the warp makes
yeah.
us out to be.
But yeah, next question.
This one is by Chaos of Jersey. Do you think that either Shadowsun or Farsight should have the stats or something similar to, say, a Primarch? No.
No, because lore-wise, they're not anywhere near as strong.
Yeah, they can go toe-to-toe with, like, Chapter Masters and Captains, but a Primarch is a whole different level. The Tau don't have anything on that level.
Right. Next question comes from Jacob Erdman. Did you guys sign the GW's ridiculous NDA? No. Next question.
This one's by Damned Legion. Keep up the great work. You guys are legends. If the red thirst makes them want blood, how do they avoid the clutches of Khorne?
Tampons.
Mm-hmm.
They shove them down their throats.
Right, so that way when the blood spills, it gets absorbed and there's no spillage.
It never goes into one of their 5 stomachs. Or are those cows?
I think it's cows, because I don't think Space Marines eat rocks to further grind the grass that they consume.
Right, I forgot, yeah. But what was his question again?
I had to reread it too. How do they avoid becoming Khorne worshippers if they're all about blood? They're not pledging themselves to Khorne.
Right.
You can still do all these things, and even though it does help it does help Khorne a little bit, they're not devotees to Khorne.
Right. So there are even within the Imperium, humans gather together in sanguinary cults. Mm-hmm. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are Khorne worshippers.
Right.
They just really like blood.
Yeah, like you could spread COVID to people. That doesn't mean you're praising Nurgle.
Yeah, that means you're just stupid.
Yeah, so you could plot schemes that you're not a Zeech follower.
Yeah.
You can go under the bridge.
But you're not a troll.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you pay the troll toll.
Which is?
$250.
Damn. It's gone up. Inflation is real, guys.
There you go.
Invest in Bitcoin. Next question comes from Outnode. Which word do you prefer? Yes or no? I like yes.
I'll go with no. Just to say something different. Or, I could say or.
That's true. The big one asks, is it true that you guys are so poor that you go to Popeyes and chump kids for their baked beans?
I've never had beans at Popeyes.
It's rice and beans.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't even think they put beans on the rice anymore. So we're not poor. Popeyes is poor because they can't even afford beans on their rice anymore.
Yeah, I have a feeling that their tenders got smaller too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't been.
Inflation, guys.
Yeah. Chicken in general is just not what it used to be before COVID.
Yeah. I think I said this a few weeks back, but I went to KFC and they said, sorry, we're out of chicken.
Who runs out of chicken?
Right.
Especially a KFC.
Yeah, your thing is chicken.
Yeah. Next question.
This one is by... Oh, no, I lost it.
I have one... Oh, no, it's a suggestion. Never mind.
Yeah, I got one from Wes Themes. Can a Psyduck pilot a Psy Titan?
Psy AI.
Mm-hmm. That's the answer. So in order to pilot a Psy Titan, you have to be a Psyker. Psyduck is part of the Psychic type for Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, no. Because Psyduck has too many headaches. And that's just too much stress on his brain. But it might be a good thing because maybe that stress will cause him to evolve into a Golduck, which now he's like super intelligent and cool, might I say.
But he still can't pilot it because he's a Xenos.
Mm-hmm. They won't let him in.
Nope.
It's going to be like that one meme where he's like, let me in.
And they never do.
Mm-mm.
This is going to be the last question by Chris Humphrey.
Oh.
That's a nice name. It's fun to pronounce. Humphrey. I love the lore, but there's a lot of gaps in my knowledge. What's the best way to learn the bulk of the lore? Read the novels, and if so, which one?
I don't think the novels are a good place to get a bulk of the lore.
No, the codex are the best way, and then also the rule books.
Yeah, I'd say go with the rule books because it'll give you a generalization for every faction and a timeline.
Yeah, go on eBay and buy like the old editions too, and after 6th, and you'll be fine because like before 6th, Necron lore changed.
Yeah.
But yeah. And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Thank you guys so much for listening to us, and we'll talk tomorrow.
That's right. This has been the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
And we are out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.